Good morning, far right thugs. I thought it'd be fun today to go through my list of things that Keir Starmer has done since he's become PM, and it's an exciting list. It's quite it's quite full of shit. It's quite amazing. So here's my list of shit that Keir Starmer has done since he's come to power. We've got the Southport Party, after he laid a little reef and took a little bit of flack from people at the Southport murders. He then went off and had a party, so that was lovely for him. Didn't faze him at all that three little girls had been murdered. Went off and had a lovely little party. Good on him. Political prisoners, so he locked up a load of people, pretty much for no reason, just tweets and stuff. We've still got political prisoners now in prisons, so that's lovely. COVID oral lessons, the old oral lessons from whatever her name is. So he breached COVID rules. So he's a man of integrity too. And then we've got the Southport killer lies that he told. He knew full well that it was a terrorist attack, and basically gaslit the country into riots, into a state of riots. So, again, lovely man. Council tax lies. So, he is raising your council tax. He's allowed councils throughout the UK to maximise how much they can charge you extra now. They've lifted it from, I believe it was 3% they can add on to a council tax. He's let them raise it by 10%. So your council taxes in April, they're going up. So he's had a corruption minister. That was the Tulik Wasabi or something. She was his corruption minister. She was being investigated for corruption. So he knows how to pick them, doesn't he? Then you've got the Chagos Islands. We all know about that. Going to give them away, even though they're our territory. Going to give them away, and 18 billion to go with that. So that's a good deal, isn't it? Then you've got the EU backdoor. We voted for Brexit, Keir Starmer, and you've done everything you can so far to weasel your way back into the EU. Because let's face it, you're a cunt. Grooming gangs, you basically threw that out the window hoping it'd go away. It's not going away. I like to remind Keir of that daily. I hope you do too. And the little inquiries in 10 areas, I believe it was, or 5 areas, it's a joke. He's pissing on you and calling it rain. Then we've got the Starmer riots, obviously mentioned that before. He did start all those riots. He antagonised people, calling anyone that cared far-right thug. So he's a cunt. And then you've got the winter fuel payments. He took the winter fuel payments from the elderly, and it's just been discovered that they have a lovely little WhatsApp group where they talk about wanting to off the elderly or just have the elderly die, basically. So again, just a lovely character Keir Starmer is. And before anyone says, "Oh, he wasn't part of that group," I guarantee you he knew about it. I guarantee you he was involved in those conversations. Guarantee it. What else have we got? We've got farmers tax. So farmers are going to be going out of business over the next kind of 10, 20 years. And then Bill Gates is going to buy the land, and solar panels are going to be put on the land. Again, this just makes us more reliant on other countries for food. Countries that allow pesticides and less control over bugs and stuff getting into your food. So in the future, when we have no farmers in England, you can expect food with bugs and pesticides in it. So again, that's wonderful. That's going to be great for your children. They're going to love that. And then you've got the military tax. The wives of the military personnel or partners of the military personnel, they are going to be taxed when their partner dies. Amazing. I'm not even going to say anything further about that. That's just amazing. And then you've got 3 billion a year to Ukraine for 100 years. Now, Keir Starmer is going to be in term for a maximum of 5 years. He's not getting back in. He's just not, unless this country is really, really stupid. And I think at that point I will leave the country. He's not getting back in. I don't know where that stands legally with the 100-year commitment. I don't know if we have to commit to that, or after 5 years somebody else can come in and just say, yeah, we're backing out of that. No way, 100 years, Jesus. Okay, then he's had the Southport secret meeting with the uni students or the sixth form students at the local school. Didn't tell anyone about it because he didn't want the people turning up and basically telling him he's an arsehole. And that's, just another of Keir Starmer's little secrets, because he likes his secrets, doesn't he? Okay, then you've got, he's spent more time abroad and in the air than any other prime minister in history. This is a guy who's got Ed Miliband on his team, talking about how we've got to get to net zero, and yet he's private jetting off all the time, non-stop, to other countries to talk about his little globalization plans. Okay, then he went back on what Ed Miliband was saying, so completely went back on everything Ed Miliband had said, and said that gas and oil are in Britain's future. And then when he realised what he'd done, that he's basically saying we're not going to get to net zero, but Ed wants net zero. How can you get to net zero if you've got gas and oil? And it's a whole palaver. So then, do you know what he did? He stole the Reform's idea of building mini nuclear power stations. So he's a thief as well. Good stuff. The £22 billion black hole never existed. The OBR have investigated it. Never existed. They've already said, they've already concluded, they did an investigation, concluded that there was no £22 billion black hole. But if you're not aware of it, Rachel Reeves has created a £70 billion black hole that you are going to have to start paying for in April. So just be aware of that. So again, no £22 billion black hole after 14 years of Conservatives. And don't get me wrong, I hate the Conservatives too, but I don't hate them as much as Keir Starmer and Labour. Then we've got Lord Ali, Access All Areas Lord Ali, who was dressing Keir like a little Barbie doll, and he had access to number 10 Downing Street. Why? No one knows. But there you go. Apparently, if you buy Keir Starmer a suit, you get all access to number 10 Downing Street. So that's good to know, and that's lovely. Okay, then you've got 18 billion to Mauritius. Again, there's quite a few of those where different countries have just had a shit ton of money off of us. He's just happy to give it away. But we're a rich country. You and I, we're really rich, right? So, yeah. 500 million to foreign farmers. So the inheritance tax that he forced upon the British farmers, you would have thought, okay, well, don't really want that, but I guess that's going to contribute to society a bit. No. The 500 million that he gave to Mauritius gave to the foreign farmers that's what the British farmers' inheritance tax was for. The British farmers' inheritance tax was going to raise, or will raise, 500 million. Keir Starmer gave away 513 million, I think it was, to foreign farmers. So he's essentially there taken away money from British farmers that cannot afford it and then giving it to foreign farmers. Why? Nobody knows. Then you've got the Peter Lynch death. Now, Peter Lynch was a concerned citizen. He never rioted. He just voiced his opinion out on the streets, as more and more people are going to start doing, especially after April. And he was sent to prison, and he died in prison. They say it was suicide. I very much doubt that. Okay, so we've got... Somebody has added, calling 3/4 of the British public far right. Gone through that. Everyone knows about that, yeah. So somebody's put, add PlayStations, football games and yoga classes to the illegal immigrants. So when somebody comes over here on their little dinghy, not only are they getting free clothes upon arrival, free phone, free cigarettes, what else do they get? A free hotel to stay at, free healthcare. They also get a free PlayStation, free games, free yoga classes, free driving lessons. So next time your son or daughter turns 16, 17 and says, "Mummy, Daddy, can I have a driving lesson?" You can sit there and think to yourself, well, bloody hell, they're all getting them for free. Mohammed Ahmed is driving around doing nothing because they don't work. He's doing nothing and he's getting it all for free. Well, you've got to pay for it. So, good stuff. So we've got the sponsored tailor and glasses. Again, sort of been through that. Lord Ali was basically dressing Keir Starmer like a Barbie doll. And yeah, I mean, that in itself is a bloody joke. It's not like Keir Starmer's poor, is it? And yet he was letting somebody else buy his clothes for him. Obviously a dodgy deal there. Okay, so... And that's the list. So that's 12 minutes. I've been talking about all the dodgy dealings of Keir Starmer. So quite impressive when you think about it. He's a son of a bitch piece of shit, isn't he? If you've made it this far, thanks very much. I hope you've written all these down and will use them against Keir Starmer in the near future. Cheers, bye.